It was one of those quiet Tuesday nights, the kind where the loudest sound in the house is the hum of the refrigerator. I was getting ready for bed, just going through the motions, brushing my teeth, washing my face. The bathroom mirror, an old ornate thing that came with the apartment, reflected my tired face back at me. It had these weird dark spots on the silvering, like little shadows trapped behind the glass. I never paid them much mind. Tonight, though, something was different. As I leaned in to splash water on my face, I noticed one of the dark spots seemed bigger. I blinked, wiping my eyes with the back of my hand. It was probably just the steam or my imagination playing tricks on me. I straightened up, looked again, and for a split second I thought I saw it move. A ripple like a stone dropped in a dark pond. I shook my head, laughed at myself, and told myself I needed more sleep. I went to bed, but I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the old building, every distant siren felt like it was right outside my door. I tossed and turned for what felt like hours, my mind replaying that ripple in the mirror. Finally, I drifted into a restless sleep, filled with dreams of dark, watery corridors and reflections that didn't match my own. A sound jolted me awake, a soft, wet, scraping sound. It was coming from the bathroom. My heart hammered against my ribs. My first thought was a burst pipe, but this sound wasn't water. It was organic, slow, deliberate, scrape, pause, scrape. I held my breath, straining to hear over the blood pounding in my ears. Maybe it was a rat. This old building definitely had its share of pests, but a rat wouldn't sound like that. This was heavier, slower. I crept out of bed, my feet silent on the cold wooden floor. The bathroom door was slightly ajar just as I'd left it. A thin slice of darkness spilled out into the hallway. The scraping stopped. The silence that followed was somehow even worse. I had to know. My phone was on my nightstand, but I didn't dare go back for it. Taking a deep breath, I tiptoed to the door and pushed it open just a fraction more. The air that hit me was cold and smelled of damp earth and something else. Something metallic like old pennies. My eyes adjusted to the gloom and I looked towards the mirror. That's when I saw it. The dark spot wasn't just bigger. It was a hole, a gaping black void in the surface of the mirror, and from it something was emerging. A long, pale limb, thin as a branch and glistening with a dark, oily substance, was slowly pulling itself out. It moved with a sickening, jointless fluidity, its tip tapping silently against the tiled floor. Another limb followed, then another. It wasn't reflecting anything. It was coming through. I couldn't scream. The sound was trapped. In my throat, a choked, silent gasp. The thing unfolded itself from the mirror, a grotesque silhouette of wrong angles and too many joints. It didn't have a face, just a smooth, pale surface where one should have been. It turned its head, somehow sensing me standing there in the doorway, frozen in pure primal terror. It took a step, then another. That wet, scraping sound was the sound of its limbs dragging across my bathroom floor, coming towards me. I finally found my voice, but it wasn't a scream. It was a whimper. I stumbled backward, turned and ran. I didn't stop to grab anything, not my keys, not my phone, not my wallet. I just ran out of my apartment, down the stairs and into the street, not stopping until the streetlights of the city felt like a shield. I never went back. I don't know what happened to that apartment or what that thing was, but sometimes late at night when I catch my reflection in a dark window, I see a small dark spot in the glass and I just keep on walking. Thanks for watching. If you have your own creepy story, share it in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Sleep tight.